we go!
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and Angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who y'all rocking with. You're rocking with your boy, the Angry Cowboys fan, and you are rocking with the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting. We're continuing the idea that I had from last year. Put 2 pilot episodes out from last year, and it was a good reception to them. So we're going to go ahead and continue the idea that we have now, and that's the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. So without further ado, we're going to be building this as we go. We're going to be building this building as we have tenants in it. So if you're ready for that, hit that subscribe button and go ahead and subscribe to what we do here. I just want to let y'all know what to expect from the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. All right, so we're going to do that, but we're also going to get into some Dallas Cowboy talk. And like I always do, we're going to get into my raw and uncut portion of the episode. And when I do my raw and uncut episode, well, you know, I'm going to tell you. So get ready for my spiel, y'all. I want to use this platform to go live. You know what I'm saying? I usually go live and I'm either in the war room or I'm at Oxnard or I'm in the stadium, you know, with the green screen. Y'all know what I mean. But I usually go live. I want to make this the official live destination. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a call-in line, but I'm currently educating myself on that whole topic. So that's kind of to be continued. I did put a post out on X, and that post, it was just like, Cowboys content creators, I need your help. How do I get a phone line? One content creator answered the call, and I truly appreciate you. That content creator was J Tuck. Thank you, J Tuck. From the bottom of my heart, you don't know how much you have helped me with your content and with your advice. You have helped me a lot, and I truly appreciate it. So we're going to be live, getting the call-in line, but I want the lives to be respectable, Cowboys Nation. I want it to be classy, Cowboys conversation. I went live the other night and had some trolls in there just disrespecting everybody that's ACF in that live. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if y'all dropping by, even if y'all been day ones, disrespect, it won't be tolerated in the comment section. You will be banned on the spot. Disagreements, debates, that's one thing. Bringing another person's mother or family member into the conversation negatively, that's completely different. Cowboys Nation shouldn't have to take crap from other members of Cowboys Nation like they would have to take crap from an Eagles fan or 49ers fan. So if you come in here to troll, you will get booted. No questions asked. And I will be designating a few moderators for this channel. So if you're interested in being a mod, let me know in the comment section. If you don't get picked, don't take offense to it. It's nothing personal. I'm just picking like 3 or 4 moderators. So if you don't get picked, continue to rock with your boy because I'm continuing to bring this Cowboys content. Angry Cowboys fans is going to be a place where we can let our hair down, so to speak. We can get comfortable and just talk about Dallas Cowboys stuff. We can vent our frustrations out about our Dallas Cowboys. Something a little less formal, more dialogue between you and I, if you feel what I'm saying. This is where I'm going to be dropping the live link as well as the call-in. So if you want to go live, if you want to have your face on the screen, you want to go live with your boy, best believe we'll make that happen because we have been making that happen. But I want to have the call-in lines for those that don't feel comfortable putting their face on the screen. You know, the ones that have the blacked out screens whenever we go live. The call-in line is for you guys. All I ask is that you be respectful. Those who violate will be booted from the call and booted from the channel. Also, I will have a raw and uncut portion of the podcast geared to answering questions from the ACF family members and the comment section. So, if you have any questions, make sure you either put them in the comment section or you follow your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Hop in my DMs, just make it appropriate, guys. Don't be hopping in my DM being all crazy. But I'll try to highlight your question in the following episode. With all that being said, if you'd like to hear more and continue to help this channel grow, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And just go ahead and drop a like on it because it helps us out tremendously. And now I'm about to get this thing rolling. Let's go ahead and talk Dallas Cowboy talk. This offseason has been a roller coaster, to say the least. We've lost a number of free agents to different teams, while the Cowboys front office has not replaced the players we've lost. After watching Law Nations live and listening to 105.3 The Fan, is this Jerry Jones' plan? With each player that walks and the team doesn't replace them, they receive a compensatory pick in the following draft. So there could be a compensatory pick for Tyron Smith, Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler Jr., Tyler Biadasz, Tony Pollard, Jonathan Hankins, Noah Igbenogany. The Cowboys have a chance to get up to 4 compensatory picks for the 2025 NFL Draft. On top of that, Jerry Jones inking 1-year deals with a lot of the players and the coaches? Cowboys Nation knows that Jerry loves to build these teams through the draft. What better way to do that than to have all these draft picks for the 2025 draft session? 4 compensatory picks as well. So I feel Jerry is going to keep the pillars of the team, which are CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott, Trayvon Diggs, and Deron Bland. And then he's going to go shopping in the draft for better players at the positions that they cut, release, or lose to free agency. They'll keep players like Kevontae Turpin because he's cheap and effective while he's in the game. If players aren't willing to make sacrifices to stay with the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to get cut loose. So as much as some don't like to say rebuild, I feel this team is currently in a soft rebuilding phase. A reboot, if you will. The good things that the Cowboys have done is they re-signed Rico Dowdle and they attained Eric Kendricks. I knew Rico was going to be re-signed. It was either going to be re-sign Rico or re-sign Tony Pollard. We all know what happened to Tony Pollard. I'm pretty comfortable with him in the backfield, but I'm not comfortable with him being the leading or the premier back going into the 2024 season. I feel we should get a running back in the draft as well as free agency. A lot of people have been talking about reuniting Zeke Elliott with the team, but nah, I don't feel that's going to happen. A.J. Dillon went back to the Green Bay Packers. The question I have for Jerry, can you blame any of these free agents for not wanting to come and play for a team whose owner is putting every player on a 1-year contract that comes in? Even the coaches are all on a 1-year contract. What is attractive about playing for the Dallas Cowboys today? You don't want to pay for your quarterback and didn't want to pay for him to begin with? I don't know, but if I were a free agent, I would really consider if I wanted to play for the Dallas Cowboys or not. It would either have to be the Cowboys or the couch for me, to keep it a buck. With that being said, are y'all ready for the raw and uncut portion? Are y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, raw and uncut.
I'm being keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the raw and uncut portion of the episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Because I know I am. It's where I get to let my hair down even more, even though I ain't got any. But you know what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and get with it. Will Cowboys Nation, this is the question I got for y'all. Will Cowboys Nation be ready to be relevant for the next few years after the 2024 season if the plan is to blow it up? Would we be ready to go back to just 500 or just below 500 just to get rid of the quarterback without a plan? The 8 and 9 seasons? The seasons where we're on the cusp of making the playoffs but get edged out by the Washington Commanders? Y'all let me know that in the comments section. I've been going back and forth with a few people on X. They're going over the same old topics, the same old anti-Dak talking points. I want to keep it a buck with y'all. We both are wasting our time going back and forth about this Dak Prescott situation. You are not going to change my mind when it comes to it, and I don't want to try to convince you. I'm also a part of the group that sees a post that I don't agree with, and I just keep it scrolling. I don't have to voice my opinion on every controversial topic. I just keep it moving. Some people can't help themselves, though. They have to be heard. Well, I like to talk about football. Yeah, that's great. If you were commenting on the team and not just the quarterback. I covered the entire Dallas Cowboys if you don't know. I specifically covered Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore. Those same ones who commented they love talking about football were nowhere to be found in the comment section. It's not a controversial issue. It's not the ultimate issue concerning the team. They don't want to post about something on the left tackle or something. They're quick to post on a Dak Prescott thread, though. My question is, why consume the content if you don't agree with it? Why consume the content you're opposed to? There are plenty of content creators out there that fit your desire, that line up with your line of thinking. Why waste your time on the ones who are the polar opposites? For an argument? Not a debate, because debates are based in facts and not opinions. You may throw a few overall stats in there, but when those individual stats blow your take out the water, it comes to your opinion. It's all a waste of our time. Not having that reciprocity, that back and forth, it's a waste of yours and my time. So I'm not going to entertain it anymore. I do have a question, though. Why are some people so extremely negative when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys? Whether on X, on YouTube, or any platform or social media, you have a percentage of Cowboys Nation who is completely pessimistic when it comes to our team. Some in Cowboys Nation sound like Eagles or 49ers fans. Yo, it's super crazy. I got on YouTube this morning. I went to the comment section. There was a few that said Geno Smith or Ryan Tannehill, that they could run the Dallas Cowboys offense better than Dak Prescott. The quarterbacks of the two teams who didn't make the playoffs last year. One having two good wide receivers, if not future Hall of Famers in DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. It's comments like this that make me feel like the only comments they see is the controversial ones. There is not one team in this league that would trade Dak Prescott for Geno Smith or Ryan Tannehill. Even though Ryan Tannehill made an AFC championship game in 2019, comments like this, they just make me shake my head. All I can do is say a lot of people think the grass is greener on the other side of the fence until they get to the other side of the fence and realize it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I see these posts or comments saying, I hope we let Dak Prescott walk and he gets to a contender and wins a championship for them. A part of me would like to see that as well, but I truly fear there's a part of Cowboys Nation that believes that the grass is greener on the other side. Could you imagine Dak Prescott going to the New York Giants and winning a Super Bowl for that team? That would chap my ass being a Dallas Cowboy fan. What about there or the Washington Commanders if Drake May doesn't work out for them, if that's who they draft? Y'all know Dan Quinn would pick up Dak Prescott in a heartbeat if they were looking for a quarterback. I get it, Cowboys Nation. We all want a Super Bowl. We all want a Super Bowl in the DFW. All we want is that Lombardi at AT&T. Some skip the playoffs, though. Some skip the playoffs as if they are guaranteed. They're a guaranteed spot for the Dallas Cowboys, not realizing that you have to have a good regular season to get in the spot in the postseason. Those same people would take their trust for Dak Prescott's abilities and place them in the abilities of Jerry and Stephen Jones to rebuild even a playoff contending team, let alone a Super Bowl contending team. Y'all see how the Joneses offseason usually are. These people among the people that were screaming at Jerry Jones for not acting before the trade deadline. Now we have all this faith that he'll make the proper moves in order to help win this organization a championship? They draft well, but when was the last time they drafted the quarterback's successor? It wasn't Dak Prescott because they didn't have plans on moving from Tony Romo until they had no choice. Reactionary. Just like I said in my last video. Even when Dak was balling, they were reluctant to get rid of Tony Romo. But anyhow, this ain't a Tony Romo video. This ain't a Tony Romo podcast. I'm going to end this conversation with this. I am pro putting yourself in the best position to win. Getting rid of your all-pro quarterback and not having a plan other than a couple backups doesn't put your team in a position to win. Also, with the losses that the team already had in free agency, it is dumb to even entertain trading Dak Prescott for draft picks this year. In my opinion, it would be dumb to move on from Dak Prescott next year. This is a quarterback in his prime. A quarterback that is balling and needs a CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, and Micah Parsons to be on his level of balling. The man needs pieces around him and not just bargain bin pieces. The quarterback we get after Dak, he's going to need those same pieces placed around him as well. Every person involved in a business needs people around them to succeed. It's never just one person, unless you're Dak Prescott. Okay. Also, during my raw and uncut portion, I'm going to be answering a couple comments from the comment section. So we're going to wrap up the episode that way. I don't want to keep you guys too long. So let's go ahead. That's why I have them pulled up here. We're going to go ahead and check out these comments real quick. Let's see. Tony G, 3644. Let's check out what you're saying. Okay. I forgot if it was on The Fan or Hanging with the Boys, where they say some Cowboys fans are brainwashed, will complain, throw a fit, and will still believe the Joneses. They'll still buy every merchandise and fill the stadiums. AT&T will still be a madhouse. We're going to go ahead and throw a heart on that. I agree with you. But also, the brainwashed. We talk about the brainwashed in Jerry Jones. That's what I was talking about earlier in that raw and uncut portion, is that people think that Jerry Jones can get this done if we let go of the key pieces that we need. Oh, we're going to keep Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb, even though we don't have anybody to throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb to. We're going to keep him. But I feel those people are brainwashed by the Joneses, as if the Joneses can get the job done, as if the Joneses have gotten the job done. It has been, almost 30 years, if not 30 years coming up, that the Joneses ain't got the job done. You know, I hear people talk about, well, if Dak wasn't taking so much money, when Dak was on his rookie deal, they still didn't get the job done. You know, when we were going through journeymen at the quarterback position, they didn't get the job done. And now, all of a sudden, if Dak takes this pay cut, if he takes a $20 million pay cut, all of a sudden the Joneses are going to get the job done? Brainwashed. For real. And I ain't met so many people in my life that pocket watch another man. I swear on my head. Why do people do that? Why do people say, oh, he needs to take a pay cut? What, for the Joneses? These guys are billionaires with a B. Billionaires. Why are we trying to save money for them? These people should be getting every penny that they deserve. They put their lives on the line. Man, we got cops and firefighters and doctors and people like that put their lives on the line. People in the military don't even get paid what a quarterback gets paid. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother episode. But what I'm saying is that there is something in the cap that states what a quarterback gets, and that's what he gets. People are saying Dak Prescott is scheduled to get $60 million. He's next up. He's only going to eclipse Patrick Mahomes, but for a second. Because once Patrick Mahomes comes back up for his contract renegotiation, he is going to be the highest paid, and so on and so forth. Why do people pocket watch for the Joneses? It's beyond me. But I feel what you're saying, Tony G. People are brainwashed. We're going to go through all this stuff during the offseason. And then when the preseason starts to roll and then we see the team and then the regular season starts, it's going to be, it's going to be, here we go, towels waving around our heads, we them boys, things like that. Going to be selling out the tickets, going to be selling out the stands. Man, I seen a video where before they cut that little blue ribbon, that they had people stacked up. When they cut that blue ribbon, they just took off like it was Black Friday. So yeah, you still gonna have those people. You still gonna have those people that buy the jerseys and everything. Man, I'm glad. My brother was saying that, yo, you should get a Tony Pollard jersey. I am so glad I didn't get a Tony Pollard jersey because he's gone now. And right now, the next couple years, I don't think I'm gonna buy a jersey either because I don't want to put my faith in the Joneses to think that they're going to draft or trade for somebody that's going to stay with this team long term, to keep it a buck. So, Tony G, truly appreciate you. Hopefully I answered your question. I will answer your question under your comment, but thank you for rocking with your boy. I truly appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, Thomas Tyson, 3231, a day ago. He said, who are we going to get if we don't pay Dak? Anybody? We haven't gotten anywhere in 9 years with Dak. CD and Micah both are walking if they pay whack. I don't believe so. Because if they pay whack, CD Lamb has somebody to throw the ball to him. And like right now, who's going to throw the ball to him if they don't pay whack? Nobody can answer this question with a viable answer. And that's what pisses me off about this conversation, y'all. This is what pisses me off about this conversation is because when I ask people who, they'll be like, well, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield just signed with the Bucs. He's out. Oh, Kirk Cousins. He signed with the Falcons. He's out. Who? Ryan Tannehill? Geno Smith? Ain't Geno Smith with the Seattle Seahawks? Ain't he signed to them? Oh, but y'all expect Cowboys to trade Dak Prescott for Geno Smith, even though Dak has a no trade clause. I don't understand you guys' logic. That's why it's so crazy to me. Like, man, it is crazy to me. This man can have the best statistical season of his career, and he's whack? Because the whole team didn't make it to the Super Bowl? Because the whole team didn't make it to the NFC Championship? But this one man is whack. This one man that doesn't have control over who comes in the game, who comes in the organization, that's the person that y'all are venting your frustration on? Now I know what my guy was talking about. Brainwashed. Jerry got y'all brainwashed. And it's completely sad, y'all, man. It is sad than a mug, man. For real. Let's get to a few more. All right. Ronnie, what's up with you, Ronnie? All right, Ronnie says, I feel Dak is a good quarterback. He just needs pieces surrounding him like the other great quarterbacks. I feel we will be all right. Let's not wait. Jerry Jones, act now. That's what I'm saying, but everybody knows that's a Cowboys fan. They know that the Joneses don't act in free agency. They kind of wait till all the free agents are done. They wait for the draft, and then they wait to see who is up to be released from their team, and then they start acting. It's like they don't start acting until the trade deadline. For real. But you're right. Dak Prescott does need some good pieces around him, just like any quarterback needs good pieces around him. We can't sit up here in front as if Patrick Mahomes never has pieces, like Tom Brady never had pieces. Joe Burrow never had pieces. That we can't sit up here and act like that. Every quarterback in the NFL needs a supporting cast to get them to where they need to be. I mean, offensively and defensively, the Kansas City Chiefs ranked in the top 5 of the NFL. So to say that Patrick Mahomes didn't have anybody, yes, he did. I mean, I know Dorothy hates when I talk about Josh Allen, but Josh Allen had a pretty good run game. And you can't say that it wasn't good for the simple fact that they ran all over the Dallas Cowboys. So, and he had Stephon Diggs and all his other weapons, his weapons that were emerging during the game when they played us. James Cook. I mean, come on. But anyway, man, Ronnie, he does need pieces around him. He does. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If Dak Prescott was on the San Francisco 49ers and it wasn't Brock Purdy, they would have had a Super Bowl already. They would have had a Super Bowl already because the 49ers, their fullback is elite. Their halfback is elite. You got 2 out of the 3 receivers that are elite. You have a tight end that is elite. That's jeez. Come on now. Like, what if Dak Prescott had all those pieces and an elite offensive line and a lights-out defense? Lights out. Because the San Francisco 49ers defense was lights out. Did you see what they did to us? What if Dak Prescott had those things? I think the 49ers would be working on their 2nd Super Bowl if they had Dak Prescott. You know, let's see. What you say? 98-16? Aren't they supposed to be America's team? If they are America's team, why can't they win for America? You know, it was a sports broadcaster, I believe, that gave the Dallas Cowboys America's team, that moniker. I don't think it was Jerry Jones nor any of the players back then that said, hey, we're America's team. They were dubbed America's team. And honestly, the reason why I feel that they were dubbed America's team and still are is because every stretch of the United States stretching out into Mexico and Canada, you will find Dallas Cowboy fans. And it won't be like, where's Waldo? You're searching for him. They will come just out of the blue, especially if you're wearing Cowboys merchandise, like a Cowboys shirt or a hat. They'll see it and they'll come up to you and be like, how about them Cowboys? Like, the Dallas Cowboys are one of the only teams that can go to a San Francisco and compete with them in fans. Let's go to the Los Angeles Rams Stadium. Most of those fans are Dallas Cowboys fans. LA Chargers games. Most of those fans are Dallas Cowboy fans. You come over to a Carolina Panthers game. They're competing because half is Cowboys fans. Anywhere in the United States, I don't give a damn if it's in South Dakota, you will find a Dallas Cowboy fan. A few of them. I remember I was down in North Carolina the last time I was just down there, and we were at Texas Roadhouse. And we were sitting there waiting on our table, so, you know, we was waiting in that breezeway. And obviously I had my hat on and stuff, and one guy, his wife was sitting there, was like nudging him like, yo, look at his hat. Look at his hat. And so him and I started conversating and everything. He was a Cowboys fan. And we're conversating, and I said something along the lines of like, yeah, man, there's Cowboy fans everywhere. And then I turned and I just said it out loud. I was like, how about them Cowboys? And the guy that was walking out, he was like, yeah, how about them? And kept walking. Like, I didn't know he was a Dallas Cowboy fan. but he is a Cowboys fan, which I'm saying, when I went to the Cowboys game in New York, when they faced the Giants, it was a few years ago, half Giants fans, half Cowboys fans. Like, you could tell because during the third quarter when we were spanking them, all the Giants fans left. And it was all Cowboys fans, all silver, all white in the stadium. We're everywhere. Like, just like Stephen A. says, that's one thing that can survive a nuclear blast. Cockroaches and Cowboys fans, because Cowboys fans are everywhere. We are everywhere. That's why we're America's team. Not because we win all the time. It's because everywhere in America, you have a number of Dallas Cowboy fans. But I appreciate you what you said. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you with that. Eddie Bowie says, I disagree that Brock Purdy led the 49ers to the Super Bowl. See, I get it. I get it, Eddie. I get it. Brock Purdy is the quarterback to the San Francisco 49ers. He is the leader of the San Francisco 49ers. Without him, without anybody in that role, the offense doesn't move. So he is the one, other than the center, who touches the ball every single time. He is the one that has to distribute the ball, whether it's a handoff or a pass. Even if it's a great scheme by Kyle Shanahan, he has to make the throw. He has to have the ability, the mental fortitude to be able to diagnose the defense, to be able to know how to scramble out of the pocket when the pocket collapses and not get sacked, to extend plays with his legs. Like, everybody may think of this man as a system quarterback, but he has a hell of a system around him right now, and he's getting the damn thing done, and he did lead them. I mean, to be an elite quarterback, you don't have to be elite all the time. You don't have to be elite every 60 minutes of the game. You don't have to be elite. You have to manage the game. And then when those moments call for you to be elite, you have to be elite. And this season, other than the Super Bowl, Brock Purdy managed to get that done. So that's why I say Brock Purdy led the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl, because it wasn't because of the run game, even though they had a great run game. It definitely complemented that offense. But it was Brock Purdy in those moments where he had to be elite. Yes, they lost games, but who didn't? You know what I'm saying? But when those moments called for him to be elite in the playoffs, he stepped up. Something that, Dak Prescott wasn't able to do. But also another thing that Dak Prescott wasn't able to do was have that style of team surrounding him. But that's why I say Brock Purdy led him to the Super Bowl. Truly appreciate you. Bow. Give you a heart on that. Give you a heart on that. I will type out my response a little bit later. But, all right. Ephraim Brown, if I'm pronouncing that right, I apologize if I'm not. But it says, great video. Two old grows want to work together. There's another quarterback for the Cowboys. But the question is, what quarterback can handle the Cowboys and the four-letter networks like Dak? It's not only physically jarring on your body to be a football player. It's mental, and it's even more mental for the Dallas Cowboys, I bet you. You throw a heart on this. I bet it's more mental for the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. And I bet it's a rough job. Who would want that job after seeing what Dak Prescott has went through? Like, man, this dude couldn't even get paid. And they still dicking him around trying to pay him. Like, what franchise quarterback we think we going to get in here that's going to take up, that's going to put up with that crap? And, appreciate the comment, though, by the way. But, all right, Percy Vaughn, where we at in the podcast? I gotta see, because I don't want to hold everybody's, I don't want to hold your time up, but I want to get this podcast episode out. But Percy Vaughn says, how about Getting a running back, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. How about getting a running back? A good one or two in the draft. Get some linebackers, get a couple of offensive linemen, get a wide receiver. Last but not least, extend Dak's contract so we can get wiggle room. That's the thing. The 4 and 3 letter networks will have you guys believe that Dak Prescott's $55 million cap hit is crippling the Dallas Cowboys. That is not the case. The Dak Attack did a wonderful video on this. Actually, it came out today. So I would suggest that you go check that out, because I believe he said if you extend Dak Prescott, he will only account for 7% of the cap? 7? As opposed to 20-something? Why not get the deal done so you can suppress his cap hit and get more people? That's what I'm talking about. We can get some wiggle room here if the Joneses want to move, but it's the Joneses that don't want to move, and the Dak haters don't see that. They just think it's Dak Prescott. Yo, it's your owner. Be mad at him. Jeez, I'm crow. Wow. But yeah, let me get to this one real quick. Oh, did I put a heart on that? Yeah. Bow. Put a heart on that one. And I'll get back to it with some written stuff. Let's see. Yo, Scott, what's going on with you, Scott? Yo, I appreciate you, man. You be sending that love, and I truly appreciate that. Thank you. Says another great episode. You haven't put out a bad one yet. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Yo, please feel free to disagree with me whenever you want to. You know what I'm saying? If you don't agree with a take that I have, please let me know, and we'll have that conversation. You know, we'll have that dialogue, and I will clear up my position. And if you see what I'm saying, like, oh, I get what you're saying, then that's what's up. If you don't, we can always agree to disagree. That's the beautiful thing about a relationship. We can always agree to disagree. And this Angry Cowboys fan family is a relationship. That's why I consider it that way. But I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate you rocking with the channel and now rocking with the podcast, I bet. But guys, thank you. This is the end of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. Just wanted to get something out to explain what's going to be going on here. Going to be going live on here, like I said before. And I just truly appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you guys rocking with me. You know, the first episode of many. The first episode of the 2024 season. It's going to be one hell of a ride, y'all. But I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you are looking forward to it as well. Remember, if you're DC for life and you want to join the rest of us as we root on the Dallas Cowboys through the 2024 season and beyond, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can stay notified whenever I go live or whenever I release a podcast episode. We're going to get through this, Cowboys Nation. One way or another. We're going to get through this. But until then, I'm your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out.